What's going on, internet? So, Nsyte Impulse here. I have some ideas for Destiny 2, but before we go into that, let's address the big elephant in the room. So, we already have a big issue concerning Destiny 1. The big thing that happened there is that we had this exclusive content for PlayStation that was supposed to last for a year. I mean, sure, that's super long, but you really can't knock that because they paid for rights for it to be exclusive on PlayStation. But the problem that I have is when they have content that's on PlayStation and then Xbox pays the same amount of money as people that play on PlayStation do and don't get the same amount of content. That's what I have a problem with. If you're gonna do that, make the pricing be cheaper. You know, most people that end up playing on here, like me for instance, like I have an Xbox One, I have a PlayStation 4, and I have a gaming PC. For Destiny 2, I could literally play on all or any platform that I want to choose. But I'm probably most likely going to end up playing on the Xbox One. Why? Because I have more friends on there to play with. So that's going to make it easier for me to be able to do raids, do strikes, and actually have fun with the game. Xbox Scorpio comes out this year. I'm probably going to pick that up just to see what's up with the 4K and everything, so I could test it on my 4K monitor so I can have the best experience on this new game that's going to be coming out that I'm excited for. But I have to go into that knowing that I could possibly not end up getting just as much content as people that have a PlayStation, you know, just because I want to play where my friends are and they want to cut my content. They want to punish me for wanting to play with my friends. So really, all I'm trying to say is, if you're going to give me less content, make my shit cost less. Now that we talked about that, I want to go into some of the ideas that I have for Destiny 2. Now, a lot of people, they complain about things that they want changed or things that they want added to the game. But what y'all got to understand is that this is a company like Activision and Bungie. They're out to make money. These changes don't come to games for free. Like, if you want to have something added to the game, you got to have a solution for that to be done that benefits both the gamer and the company. So with that, here's some of the ideas that I have.
Number 1.
The first thing is better customization. I completely understand why, you know, they didn't want to transfer, you know, all the weapons from Destiny 1 over to Destiny 2, because that's all people would be using, and people would be complaining that they can't use all their old weapons at the new rates and the new levels than the shit that's coming out now. So I completely understand why they wouldn't want to do that. Like, they're spending all this money for certain things to be designed. They want you to use it. They want you to use the new stuff, not the stuff that they already paid to be made. So if I'm understanding correctly, I'm pretty sure Bungie is allowing customers to have their characters from the game before be able to be transferred to Destiny 2. And that's cool and all, but the problem with that is I don't have a connection with my character. And the reason why that is like that, because there is limited customization for the looks of your character. I think out of all the things that you could have made, I think you had like 20 options for like both female and male in between the 3 different races that you could choose from, which isn't enough. Most of the characters ended up looking like someone else. Like, I seen like 3 characters that look like mine. Right? These are some of the things that I think that would make customization, you know, better, to where people will actually feel attached to their character. Like, cause right now the only thing that I'm attached to is I don't mind getting new equipment, but my armor itself and how that looks and my camos, those are the things that I would want the most. Easy fixes for that. You can have augmentations for your characters to where, you know, it's not like Destiny doesn't already have armor to make shit look like robot armor and all that. I mean, let me be able to have a mechanical leg if I want to, or something like that, just to make my character stand out a little bit for me, you know. And that will also speak to a lot of people that play your game that, you know, are veterans, you know, and actually have those augmentations. So people will appreciate that. You can add, you know, more hairstyles to the game, you know, and have those things come out as DLC. What y'all need to understand, Bungie and Activision, is people will pay to make their characters look what they want them to look like. People will pay for that, and people wouldn't get mad for it. That's why people don't, you know, get mad at games like CSGO and Overwatch, because I forgot the name of that game like a motherfucker. I barely play that shit. But people barely get mad at those games because they do have DLC that comes out, but it's all cosmetic. Same with games like Smite. Like Smite and League of Legends, those are big ass games, and people put down hundreds of dollars to make their characters be the character that they want them to look like. People will pay money to have their characters look the way that they want it to look. So whatever money that it takes you to actually make that, you'll end up making the money back. Cause I know, I mean, for me personally, I pay some extra money to make my character actually look unique. And then the last thing, which is probably the biggest thing that you could have added, let me name my character. By all means, like if you're going to make me be able to transfer my character over from an old game to a new game, let me be able to name my character. It's not like this will be the first game to where you name your character, but you never hear your name in the game. They just call you what you are. Let me be able to name my character so I feel attached to it, and so that players could see my character's name, but let all the dialogue still be calling me the Guardian. I don't care about nothing like that, or Iron Lord, whatever the hell you make me be this game around, Warlord, whatever. Just let me be able to name my character so when Destiny 3 come out, and I'm able to transfer my character over, I have a character that I actually have a bond with. Because it, one, looks the way that I want them to look, and two, they're named what the hell I want them to be named. The last thing with with character customization that I would say to add would be being able to actually go and re-edit how your character looks. Oh my god, Destiny. There's been so many times where I debated just starting over an entirely new character just because I wanted to try to see if I could come up with some type of new combination so that my character could look different from someone else's. And it's so irritating when you can't do that. You want to call this game an MMORPG, I'm pretty sure. And from what I understand, you're able to go back and change your character look and their cosmetics in MMORPGs. So let me be able to do that. I mean, even if it was something as simple as like paying $1 to re-edit your character, I mean, I guess that's pushing it a little bit, but it's not like people wouldn't do it if they want to make their characters look different or they want to go back and re-edit their character. I mean, shit, let me be able to do it. If you're going to charge me for it, charge me $1, but at least make it some sort of option to where I have the option to go back and change how my character looks. That's all I'm saying. Number two. The next thing on the list is weapon crafting. Why doesn't this game have weapon crafting and it's supposed to be an MMORPG? All the legendary weapons that's in this game, they're just a super grind fest. Like, add an option for people to be able to actually, you know, just craft the weapon that they want to have. You know, sure, you could have your weapon exclusives that's exclusive to certain missions, but you know, some of those weapons, like the ones that come from the weapon master or whatever the hell his name is, the dude from the Crucible and the guy, the Vanguard, all the Vanguard people, like all those weapons that come in there, allow me to be able to craft them. They don't have to be cheap. Like, it could cost like 2,000 relic iron, like 200 glimmer and some light and 2 strange coins and a whole bunch of random shit. It could cost a lot for me to make it. Just let me be able to actually make it myself so that I can consistently go for the weapon that I want to have and have the chance to get the rolls that I want to have on them. Like, you could even make the rolls be random. Like, but just let me be able to actually craft some legendary weapons so I have more control over what weapon I want to get versus going to do the same strike 20,000 times in hopes that I actually get the weapon that I want and I get the roll that I want on it. Allow me to be able to craft it. Let me be able to play the game the way that I want to play it. In either case, I'm earning the weapon myself. I'm not just going out and buying it. I'm doing what I need to do to be able to earn the weapon, to try to get the roll that I want to get. Allow me to craft my weapon. The next thing I think is probably going to be the most exciting out of all the 4 options that I came up with. I mean, I had 5, but I decided to cut that shit out because fuck that shit. Look, Destiny, you've already introduced clans to the game to some extent. It's not anything super in-depth, but you've introduced it to the game. Don't you think it would be pretty cool to be able to have a clan hub of some sort? You know, like how you have a community area to go to the tower and be able to hang out with people? Don't you think it would be cool to have a clan hub? Like, you're finally allowing us to be able to go to the last city. No one knows what's in the last city. Why not let me be able to create my own hub for my clan in the rubble in the middle of that war? And I know you're probably like, you know, well, how is that going to benefit us? Okay, look. So we already know that, you know, creating a hub for your clan can already be done. It's already been done in Warframe. That's like the perfect example that I can give you. Warframe has already done it. And people are willing to pay for it. It doesn't have to be free. You can make it a model like Warframe is, to where you buy a certain amount of stuff to get a certain amount of resources to build certain rooms to make your own clan hub and to be able to make it as big as you want. And you want to know what's the biggest thing that's going to be able to fix and that you're going to be able to make revenue off of, that everyone wants more of? Vault space. If you allow people to be able to create their own hub and be able to make it as big as they want, you can charge people for vault space. People are willing to pay for vault space because there's some people that just don't want to get rid of shit. They just want to keep all of their stuff. So if you allow people to create their own hub, that will allow people to be able to create how much vault space they have. I mean, you can have a maximum of how big that your hub can be, obviously, because you can't have a hub in a city that's fucking 10 stories high that's as big as the goddamn tower. But you know what I mean. Like, people would be able to actually utilize the hub to actually buy more vault space if that's what they want to do, so they don't have to get rid of their weapons when their vault get full. They could just buy more space, which is what the community has been begging for. People are willing to pay for it, Bungie. Just put it in the game. Also, it would be cool, just like how it is for, you know, Warframe itself. They'll allow you to find information and stuff about certain types of characters and certain aliens in the game. Like, you can add stuff like that too, just to make it more community based. You know, there's a bunch of shit that you could do with it. Another cool thing that, you know, Warframe did with it, like, obviously you could see that I'm pulling a lot from Warframe because they handled clans the way that it should have been handled. Like, they even had the option in there to where if you wanted to, you can pay to have your own logo created, sent to them to make sure that it's approved, and actually had it imported into the game. To where when you went out and you had your little band on, in Destiny you already have it with the Warlock band, so you can't say you can't do it. It's already in the game. That's all you have to do. It's just import it. That's all you have to do, is just import it. You can charge people for that. People would pay money to have their own logos for their clans in the game, to be able to have a flag of their logo in the game. People will pay for that. It's already been done. It's in Warframe. People have already paid for this shit. So people are willing to do it. Just give the option to be able to. Number 4. Okay, so this is the last one, and this is going to address, you know, the fact that it's actually coming to PC. I mean, we all know that Destiny 1 has had some terrible times where there was a drought and it was nothing to do in Destiny and the shit got boring and we all went to go find other stuff to play at some point in time. This is the perfect opportunity to capitalize on that, Bungie. You already have the game coming to PC. Allow modding in the game for the community to be able to create things for people to play, like how you did for Halo. Imagine having a community of people that you don't have to pay to create almost strike and raid worthy content for you when there's a drought and y'all just don't want to, you know, pay to have shit else added to the game just at that point in time. Just give people the platform to be able to create it. People have created, like in games like Call of Duty, people have created zombie maps, full multiplayer maps in games like Halo and other stuff like that, mini games and things like Minecraft, and even like the biggest example of this is that game Ark Survival Evolved. Like, that dude created a entire map. He created a entire map for this game that had its own mechanics. It had all types of different biomes and all types of shit. And that person did that because they liked the game. And it was so good that the goddamn studio actually made it a part of the game. Bungie, this is your gold right here, dude. You have people that actually love your game. There are some true diehard Destiny fans, and Destiny's only been around for like 2-3 years. It's some people that would go tooth and nail for y'all for this game, because that's how much they love it. Give people a platform to be able to actually create on there. It's going to triple the longevity of your game, just like it's done in other games that have modifications. And it's going to help when there's a drought in content, because people will be able to actually create the things that people will want to play and implement them into the game, and probably even give y'all ideas of things that's cool to add into the game that you don't even have to worry about. These are people that are willing to help make your game better that you don't have to pay. Capitalize on it, people. So that was pretty much all that I had for my ideas for Destiny 2. Like I said, I was trying to think of some things that will benefit the community and also benefit the, you know, the developers themselves, because, you know, they got to make a dollar somewhere too. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? You think my shit was cool ideas? You think there's some dumbass ideas? Did I miss something? Let me know in the comments below. If you like what you've seen here and you want to see more in the future, I know I haven't got really much on, you know, a schedule, but I'm working on it. So if you like what you see here, I mean, feel free to check out some of the other videos. And if you do that and you find it worthy, feel free to leave some likes and subscribe to the channel, because that's going to help a brother channel grow.
And I mean, if y'all fucked with the video, I mean, share it. I mean, all this means nothing if you agree to what I'm saying here and no one shares it, so it to actually get out to Activision, so the changes can actually get added to the game. So be proactive.
And I mean, that's all I got today. So thanks for watching. I'm out.